All right. Welcome everyone to another week of my weekly stock picks. Hi, my name is Brock. You can follow me on Twitter at Don'tFeedBear, or you can give me a subscribe on my YouTube channel. I provide these every week, every Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We always start off by taking a look at the S&P 500 chart. So our SPY chart right now is kind of pumping up into this channel. In the past year, I thought we were going to break out here and get down to these lower 360 levels. That seems to be in the past. Biden did drop a big news. If you look, let's try and take a look at the hourly. So if we look at the hourly chart, you see right here, this is where Biden announced that he plans to double the tax rate on the top 1%. A lot of times people freak out and say, "Oh my God, let's all get our money." But honestly, the market reacted and said they're not too concerned. So I think, as this bill maybe gets passed or we get more developments in it, then we'll kind of know how to affect the stock market. But right now, I think it was just a bit of overreaction, and as you can see, the following day we kind of pumped. So, having said that, this week is really interesting because this week we have a lot of big tech names that are going to be announcing their earnings for the quarter. So if you look here on Triple Q, we kind of dipped down a little bit. We did dip down a little, but we more went sideways than anything. I mean, less than 1% change is not anything to get too crazy about. Now, if we continuously see this, okay, fine. But so far, we're looking okay. But like I said, with the SPY chart right now, we're trying to see a full-on breakout. So I'd love to see us break out this channel, or I see us going inside a little bit more and then having a small dip to the bottom of the channel, followed by a charge back up. So far, I'm not seeing anything in the market that concerns me too much. There will be dips here and there, like always, but overall, I don't see anything that worries me too much. Okay, so let's jump into two winners and a loser. So my highest performing stock that I have in my 6 week that I do my picks is L Brands. So they're up 12%. They keep on hovering right under that price target 3, and it wants to go, but it keeps getting rejected. So I think maybe next week we see this finally hit price target 3. This last week, so in 5 days, Tractor Supply Co. went 4.6%. That's excellent. Tractor Supply Co. is a fantastic company. That's a stock that you could just own for years and years and years. I really love it. It's great for trading as well. Lowest performing stock, Intel, got beat up on earnings. They did not deliver on what they were supposed to, which is kind of odd for a semiconductors, part of the semiconductor sector, as the demand is so high. But they are under new leadership. It is going to take a little while for them to get going, but I don't think Intel is done and out. I think there's some hope for it in this year, but overall, AMD, NVDA, Micron, Taiwan Semiconductor, these guys are putting a lot of pressure, and even Apple's getting into the game too. They're putting a lot of pressure on Intel. It'll be really interesting to see how well they respond. Okay, so let's go to my stock picks of the week. I have Facebook, Pinterest, Apple, and Neo, and I believe all 4 of these announced earnings this week. So this is gonna be a really interesting week. So I'm either gonna look like the hero or the zero. Like I said, I always give you the type of setup there is, the buy zone, the cut loss, price target. I show you the charts and what I'm looking at, and then so that you can discuss with me if you feel differently. Let's talk about it. Nobody's wrong here. These are all my forecasts. I'm not right 100% of the time, but I give you high probability setups. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's look at Facebook first. So if you look at Facebook, what I'm seeing kind of here is we had this little double bottom here, and then we kind of jumped up for wave 1. We retraced that 61.8, and now we're going for the 3. We got all the way up here, and then we started dip for about 2 weeks, which can happen en route to a finishing wave 3. But I really like these levels because if you look at the indicators, they're starting to show that curl up really low RSI. You're starting to bend here. This is still going down, but that's fine because the squeeze indicator isn't always the most accurate. But I like the MACD showing that we're going to make that turn. Also, the Ichimoku cloud is looking great. It just keeps getting wider and wider and wider. So I think Facebook is right now set up really good. I got a buy zone at like 3. Even now would be a good buy. You might want this one. I really like Facebook. Let's check events, earnings. Yep, earnings this week, April 23rd. So, oh, sorry, not April 23rd, April 28th. Yeah, so, let's hope for the best. I mean, a lot of ad revenue, a lot of good things with Facebook. They have been in the news bit, but I think it's a little bit overblown. So, let's see how they do. Okay, up next is Pinterest. So Pinterest, as you can see here, has a great, 5-way setup. It looks like it just hit weight, bottom weight 2, and will push up. Indicators, are showing, that we just flipped the cloud, low RSI, kind of similar to Facebook. We're ready to make that move up. Also, earnings this week. Like I said, you guys are all going to say I suck, or you guys are going to call me a wizard. Nothing in between. So, like I said, the Pinterest one's very interesting. I like the setup. With all the ad revenue that a lot of these guys are getting, like Snapchat got, they boosted on because of all the ad revenue. So I'm thinking maybe Pinterest may be the same. So maybe we can get a quick jump up here. I might go out by, a quick, short, cheap call, lotto call, just to see. So I don't really like playing earnings, but this might be one I do. So, all right, up next is Apple. So Apple, there's a reason there's only one. If you look here, I only put one price target for this. And there's a very specific reason because I'm having trouble telling this chart. Indicators are telling me that we're heading down. So, but those can be wrong. It can just have one big, and also the super cycle with the 5G phones hasn't started. Like we haven't seen that big, huge boost from huge earnings or anything like that. So I think this either pushes up to 145 from earnings, or earnings is a bomb, drops down here, and I buy a call that goes into 2022. Because if I can get something in this range, then I'm buying and I'm keeping because I know that soon they're going to show the numbers and all the phones they're selling and all the stuff that Apple's doing. They just had an event, I think, like this week. Yeah, I think it was this day, which, didn't really do good. But so, like I said, if it jumps down here, we're still looking for 145. If it jumps on earnings, we're still looking for 145. So either way, 145 is the target, but I really want this one. I want this blue box. I'm not sure. It's been kind of got beat up during that tech, that tech drought kind of where it just all dipped for a while. And it's been showing some good strength, but it would be nice if we could get, let's see, if we go here, be nice if we can get that. Look at that, yeah. See, that'd be perfect. A 0.618 retracement followed by a really, really strong wave 3, which is where I'd buy in at. So Apple is looking at some really interesting levels here. It could just keep going, and then we have to redo our 5 wave. But right now, I'm thinking it goes down this box. We'll see. Let's keep our eyes on earnings, which look at that this week also. So last up is NEO, and I know this is a tough one because it held. It really held this line here. So, first it went, it got hit hard, but look at the run, the run it had in 2020. So then it tried to go up, retraced, held the support. Tried to retrace again, held the. This is the low support it could go. I had it in the low 30s. If it passed that, it's done. It broke this down trend that was in. I think it's showing strength. What, 1, 2, third time's a charm? Let's see if we can boost up and Neo's ready to take off. So I got it going. Let's see what the indicators are saying. Indicators are telling me that the Ichimoku cloud hasn't switched yet, but RSA is going high, MACD is going up, squeeze indicators flashing, high probability setup right now. So we might see a little sideways trade or even a little dip next week, but I think this has a good shot at not all time highs, but at least getting back up to where it was trading before. So keep our hopes up for Neo. Okay. Honorable mention picks. So, Applied Materials, they make all the machines that make all the semiconductor chips. And right here is where I posted. I said, I'd love to see this go down to 4. It started going there. We got so close, and then it got some good news, and the market jumped. So I'm still hopeful that it drops down here because I will be buying right here, and I will be buying a lot. So, let's keep an eye out. I don't, maybe this is as far as it goes, but I mean, man, I love these levels for Applied Materials. So let's keep an eye on them. Okay, up next is NVDA. So NVIDIA has a very typical 5-wave. It got some great news on selling that new manufacturer. The news has kind of burned off, and people have realized, oh, it's going to be 3 years until we do that? Okay, fine. So also here, we got, this gap to fill. Oh, sorry. We got a mini gap here. So, but I think this level here is good. This is, the 0.382 retracement and then finish off with the wave 5. So, keep an eye on this. Once we get to this box, I will be buying. I think NVIDIA is a fantastic company. So, keep an eye on it. Disney. So Netflix had bad earnings. So you thought that all the money that left Netflix would have gone into Disney, but it did not. As you can see here, Disney, after Netflix earnings, went down. So maybe they're expecting Disney to have bad numbers as well. But also you have to understand that since October, it went, let's see, what is that? 117 to 202. That's around $70, $80. So that it was on a crazy run. It's now not on a downtrend per se. It's just trending down currently. So once this breaks this downtrend, I think Disney will be a buy again. It's just a fantastic company, and the parks aren't even open. Imagine what their balance sheet will look like once the parks are open. So great buy. And of course, we got to talk about Netflix. Look. I don't think Netflix is set up well for the future. I've always said that Netflix is a quantity company, but their trade setup is very interesting here. If they can sustain this 500 level and not drop below, I'd probably buy in for short term. Long term, I don't think, because COVID really affected Netflix. So Netflix does, thousands of shows. But when COVID happened, they always have a reserve of stuff that's going to be released. Right about now, in the next 6 to 10 months, is where COVID is really going to show its effect, because they weren't able to film, they weren't able to create that huge lineup that they have, the quantity of shows they have. So I think right now you're going to see less and less viewers because the quality of their shows aren't great. It also doesn't help that Disney's putting out just fantastic quality shows right now. Their content is out of this world. So I personally think Netflix is in a bit of trouble for the short term. Let's see. I mean, they have great management. They have great leadership. They'll find a way to figure it out. But overall, I'm higher on Disney than I am Netflix. But this trade setup is interesting. It's starting to develop. So let's keep an eye on Netflix. I think we could see make some money here. So I will be watching that for you guys. So that is my honorable mention picks and my stock picks of the week. Like I said, I'm expecting this week to be kind of a make or break with all the tech earnings. It'll tell us a lot how the market feels about tech earnings and where we're headed for the future. So if you guys have any questions, please reach out. Let's have a great, green, very profitable week. I hope every company that has earnings takes off for 20% or more. Obviously, that won't happen, but I hope we all just make money in this. Okay, so reach out and everybody have a great week ahead. All right, take it easy, everybody. Bye.